Alright guys, here we are. Japan, Scotland review. I finally had a bit of a rest. I was going to do it yesterday, but I thought, bugger, I'll let the dust settle from all the shenanigans and watching the replays and just sort of take it in as well and enjoy it, I guess, and seeing all the cool replays of the tries, of the game, and of the media going, you know, especially over here in Japan, just really loving the fact that they got through the finals. I've got a review. I'm going to go through it now. Japan get there against Scotland. Well, I mean, I felt like the game. I've been for a 10k run after watching the game. You know, I was sore in my body. I guess. Well, basically, congratulations to Japan. You got through the ever first quarterfinals, and they're also to number 7 in the world rankings, which is, by the way, for a tier 2 team, that's equal best, equal highest for a tier 2 nation, equaling Samoa back in 2013. So I'm going to have a recap of the game like I always do, and then look at some stats again to see if we can sort of get any things and any indicators of how Japan actually won the game and why they did. Before that, I want to say hats off to Jamie Joseph and his coaching team, of course, the legend Tony Brown as well. Man, they really sort of put a lot of critics in their place. I don't know about in English media, but they got a lot of stick for not using the Sunwolves to their full potential, and not using the main team, where they went more of a second team, and they said, well, these guys are going to be underdone at the World Cup. Well, it's kind of shown that they've actually hit the nail on the head. Less is more in that respect, and just keeping the team together for that time and preparing it sort of out of the light, as it were. It's really paid off. Also, some selections that they've gone with, most notably probably the guy that played pretty well on the weekend too, had a really good game, offload, try assist, for selecting guys like Tupou, and consistently as well, when they obviously did struggle to get on the high ball and stuff like that, and even the locks, James Moore, I was quite critical of after a Super Rugby season, but they kind of showed that the confidence in their team, and it really, man, you know, that gives these guys confidence as well by their selections, you know, leaving people out like Tatekawa, leaving other people out. This is really validating their selections to get through to the quarterfinals. It's just really amazing to see, and I think it's put a few keyboard warriors in their place, me included. So awesome work, really respect that, and I think you have to respect these guys going forward, whatever they do from now on. Now, so let's go through the game. Right from the Kimigayo, the national anthem of Japan, seeing ex-players' comments, it was the loudest, most moving they've ever seen. Plenty of motivation for the home team, of course, and also if they needed any more motivation, there was that minute silence for the people that did lose their lives in the massive typhoon that was only 24 hours before this game. My building, I'm quite high up in my building, and the winds were shaking this building around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. That was when the main sort of hit came through. It was really scary, but I mean, the cool thing is an amazing display the next day that they actually put this game on, and it was just really good to see. Oh my god, you know, they got this stadium ready within a day, and it just shows you how much of an effort and how much it means to people, and especially Japanese people here, to get this sort of things on. I saw a lot of comments about you know, the cancellation of some games, and some are warranted, but just to see that it's not their fault. It's a massive typhoon, and it's a natural event, and it just happened, okay? But they get on with it, and this is the whole point of this country, is they just get on with it the next day. And it's cool to see the Canadian guys go and help out in Kamaishi. It was really cool to see. Anyway, it was unfortunate to see the Scots, not the players, but the upper management, sort of, they could have gone a real different path with that. Instead of going, we're going to threaten to sue, it should have been done like this, they could have gone a different way about it and probably got a better result out of it anyway. I think they underestimated the fact that the Japanese wanted to play this game, and it really shot them in the foot at the end of the day. Anyway, let's get back to it. Scots basically got on the board straight away after, you know, it was actually back and forth in those first 5 minutes. It was quite interesting to watch. Russell basically tries a little chip through, but Lafayette knees it and picks it up and runs into the Scottish half, puts the foot on for Kenki Fugoga, but they get back, and then they get a bit of gain into their half after doing a kick. Tamara gets back, they turn the ball over, basically a few more phases, Hogg gets back. After a bit of pressure, Russell scoots through for a rear try conceded from general play against Japan, of course, and the Scots were on the board at 7-0 after about, at 7 minutes too. Yeah, there we go. But that's pretty much all they got after that in the first half, and you'll see the stats later, is that, yeah, Japan scored 3 tries in that first half, with one right on the end of the half to put them out to 21-7 at that first half. Now, the first try was just beautiful. It was quick hands to Fukuoka on the wing, who goes around the defence in a real narrow channel, gets tackled, puts the offload off the ground to Matsushima to go in untouched, and that was just awesome. Ku picked up a rib injury about 20 minutes in, and geez, you know, he just looks to be, he didn't want to leave, and you could see the emotion in his face. He knew he was hurt, and knew if he was going into that scrum with a rib issue, and I thank God the coaches did pull him, it just would have been even worse. So Aivala comes on around the 20-minute stage. Second try was probably my favourite, with Horie spinning out of a tackle, offload to Moore, who then offloads to Tupou, who gets the try assist for Inagaki, the prop, the fat man sort of line, and he goes right under the sticks. It was just beautiful try. As a forward myself, it was just cool to see that sort of try, and it was really neat, and it was really good work, and it was just so amazing, those offloads. It just goes like, it just escalated. Third was just really great awareness, I think, from the backs, and the backs really did play well this game. After the line speed to have Lafayette kick through, after seeing the winner come up to defend, he came up into the line, and he had just enough time, puts them through a kick, Kinky flies through, has an amazing one-handed pick out of, around his head, so it's around my waist, and comes back with, an amazing sort of try, and he goes round hog as well at the end. It was uncanny that there's 2 tries out of that came after Tamura had missed 2 penalties. I don't know, should he be missing penalties so he can get tries? I don't know. Now, Scotland did try to attack with kicks. They used a lot of kicks in hand, but they were mostly well diffused. Fukuoka as well at the head of the pack there. Some doubt early on, of course. There was some kicks that did sort of make the defence sort of worry a little bit. But yeah, it calmed down sort of after the first few minutes. I think a lot of pressure and a lot of nerves sort of was causing that. Horie also got a head knock, and you saw that. It got referred, but it was all good there. I mean, yeah, head-to-head clash. I mean, it's going to happen. Maybe the arm around the neck afterwards probably didn't look a good look, but yeah. I don't know why they didn't refer them for HIAs, but they sort of just carried on. But hey, there's that consistency, eh? Second half, and a bit of skill from Kinky. I mean, magical skill. It was just beautiful. He rips the ball like a bloody flanker. He picks it up before it hits the ground, and then just turns on the afterburners, and he's gone under the post. It was fire, that try. It was just amazing. But the Scots obviously had a wee chat in behind the post there, gather themselves. They put on a few fresh reserves, especially in the forwards. The bench really inserted quite well. Some tired players, and they got some rewards with 2 quick tries to Nell and Fagerson on the 50th and 55th minute. And I was starting to poo myself. I was really nervous. I was like, no, they can't blow this lead. I was thinking back to a lot of Sunwolves games that's happened, especially the Reds this year at home. And yeah, I guess I saw the Scots really change tactics. They kept the ball in play and they didn't kick it, and they just ran phases and built phases using their forwards, and that sort of really got dividends, and it had a little bit of tired defence from Japan. Japan actually started to look a bit tired around that 50 mark, and I think, yeah, the pace was bloody lightning in that first 50 minutes, so you can understand that. Japan then emptied the bench a little bit around there and regathered themselves. They also did that. Leach got them together after that second try and just said basically, hey, come on boys, we've got to hold on to that ball, get it back, do some phases, Richie for the Scottish team, number 7, he snuck a few turnovers. He played really well. I mean, he was niggly. He was just doing a 7's job and what you want from a 7, and he was getting some gains too. Yeah, the referee kind of let the breakdown go a little bit, I guess, but I mean, that's kind of cool. It's hard to watch as a when you're going for the team, but you really look back on it. It was kind of good to see him sort of just let the game flow a little bit and sort of stand back and let it go. Japan were also getting turnovers too and pushing over rucks and getting sort of the rucking and winning the rucks as well, and ruck defence was really good. They manned up in defence. And then the Scottish attacks started to kind of lose their sting a bit, and you could see that they're losing their sting. And then it was out of reach, really. 80 minutes up, Japan get rid of it, and history was made. I actually sat there about 10 minutes to go. I was like, well, hold on. They've got to score 3 times to even get to the quarterfinals. And then just then I was thinking, hold on, I think we've got this. And then I was thinking I could handle a draw. I could handle it. But then, yeah, they just manned up and got through in the end with a win, and that was even better. Let's have a look at some stats. Possession, really game of two halves there. 74% possession in the first half. By the way, black for Japan, blue for Scotland here. Second half, 42-58. So Scottish actually started to hold on to the ball, didn't kick it away there. And territory as well, very similar in that respect. 75-25 in the first half, 43-57 in the second half. 4 tries to 3. I mean, what a cracking game. I mean, a lot of people predicted this was the game that was going to be the game of the pool stages, and it kind of did turn out that way in the end. It was a cracking game. It was probably, I think, better than the Irish game, but yeah, it was just amazing. It was good, and the crowd were just going berserk, 559 metres to 375. I mean, that's a good game if you've got both teams almost going okay between them. 150 to 111 carries. Yeah, that showed you that they were carrying the ball, not kicking it away in the end. And I think Scotland finally worked it out in the second half. That's why they got those tries. Defenders beat them 33-29. Yeah, I mean, very similar in that. Look at that, 204 passes, and Nagare was a huge part of that from Japan there. Offload game was good. Turnovers conceded, probably a bit much for both, but it was just impressive. Defense, not normal. Yeah, you can see that Japan didn't have their normal good defense. Their forwards didn't have a great defensive end like they've been playing all throughout the World Cup. It was around about 83-84%, I think, was the tackle percentage, and very similar on the Scottish side as well. Turnovers won, 9 turnovers won, and that was a lot to do with the number 7, Richie. 6 turnovers won. Yeah, not as dominant in the turnover as they were in other games, but yeah, it's something to work on for next week, I think. Kicking, this shows you right here. Japan only kicked 12 times in general play. That is nothing to what they did last week in the previous games. They held on to the ball, they changed their tactics, they ran it, they used their line speed, and they just really took it to the Scots. And basically, yeah, they won the game in the first half, I think, with that. Scots also, a lot of their kicks, those 28 kicks were in the first half and giving the ball back to Japan in that respect and trying to gain ascendancy. But yeah, Tamara did 4 out of 4 for conversions, 3 out of 3 for the Scots as well. Yeah, those penalty goals were a little bit disappointing, but yeah, hey, they gave birth to tries. You know, it was always in that territory anyway, so it's kind of, you know, if you miss, you're still gaining in that respect. 7 rucks lost, that's something to work on for next week, especially against the South Africans. 3 for the Scots. Mauls, yeah, maul defence for Japan was really good, I thought. Lineouts won 4. Yeah, Horia had a shocker. We did lose a lineout. We did lose 1 scrum each. That really vital scrum penalty against the Scots really turned the tide in the first half and set up those next sort of phase plays into one of those tries as well. Discipline, 7 penalties conceded, and a lot of advantage as well was played against the Japanese there. And you know, that's something they have to probably work on still, is just a little bit of discipline. Now, I caught offside one at a time. It was a pretty easy thing to do. But yeah, I guess that was a little bit tiring, a bit of tiredness coming into the game. 4-4 for Scotland. I thought they probably, yeah, I mean, Richie got away with a little bit of stuff, but that's what a 7 is. You know, he is pushing the lines. He's pushing the limits. He only got 1 penalty against them. Probably should have had a few more, but I mean, we're picking at very small things here at the end of the day. No cards. Good thing. Let's have a look at some players as well, and this guy was just amazing, and this is why Kenki Fukuoka got man of the match. Let's have a look at some of his stats. I'm going to try and pull it up here. Yeah, I mean, geez, 80 minutes, 4 passes, 2 tries, tackle sets, 9 out of 12. That was pretty impressive. 2 tries, yeah. 116 metres, 10 runs, 7 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, 2 offloads, 1 try assist. The guy had it all. No kicks from hand from a back 3, yeah? 2 handling errors, and that was it. No penalties conceded. The guy was just on fire. It was really impressive to watch, and it was good to see someone that we knew that could play like that get a start and just take it by the hands and just have that confidence to follow through. He's a real confidence player. Geez, he played well. Oh, so good. It was really good to see. Impressive. And if you haven't watched the highlights, look down below. They're bloody awesome. This guy, I think people are starting to recognise him too, and I've been really a big supporter of him since the New South Wales games, Sunwolves, is Ryoto Nakamura. Let's have a quick look at his stuff. His live stats here. Yeah, 14 passes, really good distribution. 11 out of 12 tackles, really good in the midfield, needed that. 12 runs, 48 metres, 4 defenders beaten, 1 clean break, no kicks from hand either. And no errors, that's the key there. I mean, he was pretty good. It's one of these unsung heroes of the Japan team. Him and Lafayette have really done well in that combination. They've grown as a combination too, as the tournament's got through. Starting to get a bit of confidence, as you saw with those tries though, generally from him, his distribution from Nagare, or Lafayette's distribution as well to the wings. The wings have to get the ball somehow, and it was definitely those guys helping out, including Tupou, who was coming up into the line. Awesome guys, hope you enjoyed that. Yes, South Africa next week. I really can't wait. Bring it on. I mean, wow. Riding confidence against South Africa. I mean, I'll be attending that game, by the way, with my family and my mate Shin, who's in a couple of videos as well that you guys might watch. Good friend of mine. And also another guy who's the winner of my Super Rugby Super Brew competition way back in the Super competition is Yusun, and he's coming with us to the game. We've got 4 tickets. Can't wait. I'm so stoked that we get Japan versus South Africa. I haven't seen a Japanese game live this tournament. Can't wait. I hope you guys, I'm going to take you guys along as well. I'm going to do some fan experience again like I've done with some of my other videos. You can look at those here. But other than that, thanks a lot. Don't forget 17th is that event. And I don't know if there's any tickets left, but if you want, you can click into the thing down below here. Have a look, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. I hope you enjoyed that weekend of rugby. Hope you enjoyed that game. Thanks for supporting this channel. Love you guys. See you guys in the next one. Bye.